Let's dive into the most jaw-dropping top trending WWE news picks that are guaranteed to blow your mind, including The Rock turns on Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks finally reveals the real reason behind her infamous Raw walkout, WWE set up for huge hotly contested deal, Vince McMahon's face totally erased, ex-WWE star arrested for murder, John Cena's huge upcoming appearance, Bloodline member says people are after him, The Rock's mega plan for WrestleMania 40. Let's jump right into it. Sasha Banks finally reveals the real reason behind her infamous Raw walkout. Mercedes Moné is poised to return to the wrestling scene after a prolonged absence due to an ankle injury. Prior to embarking on the next phase of her illustrious career, a CEO of women's wrestling has decided to candidly discuss her past experiences, particularly her departure from WWE. Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks within the wrestling giant, famously exited WWE alongside Naomi in May 2022. Her departure was attributed to creative frustrations and her role within the women's division. 2 years have passed since the incident, leaving various speculations about Mercedes' departure. However, during a recent appearance on the Kick Rocks Wrestling podcast, she chose to directly address the situation. Something told me I needed to do this and stand up for myself. It was a very hard decision because wrestling in WWE has been my whole life. Hardest decision I've ever had to make in my whole life. But it's the most proudest. It's crazy because I would not be sitting here, living the best version of my life and getting to be everything I've ever dreamt of, and more. That moment changed my whole life for the better. I'm so thankful for that moment, so proud of myself, so proud of Trinity, so proud of how strong we were. I just know that everybody acted like they were in the room, or were there, or were backstage, or knew what happened, or knew what's said. But all I know is that I handled it like a CEO, like the boss that I am, with my head held up high, and I can't say nothing but amazing things to WWE. So thankful for the career they gave me, the fans they gave me, the life they gave me, the dreams they gave me. Mercedes Moné sought to enhance herself, explore new opportunities, and establish a global reputation, prompting her departure from WWE. Additionally, she is anticipated to make her inaugural appearance in AEW during their forthcoming special event, Big Business. What are your opinions on Mercedes Moné discussing her departure from WWE? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, WWE set up for a huge hotly contested deal. In recent months, WWE has been actively pursuing various deals, and it seems that TKO is also gearing up for future endeavors. Mark Shapiro, president and CEO of TKO, addressed the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, indicating that the company is preparing for its next significant deal. They have identified potential opportunities to enhance their revenue streams. WWE recently finalized a deal with the USA Network to broadcast SmackDown once the existing agreement expires. Additionally, they announced a partnership with the CW for regular NXT programming, while Netflix secured the broadcasting rights for WWE Raw, valued at $5 billion over a span of 10 years. Shapiro acknowledged that their current agreement with NBCU to air premium live events on Peacock was undervalued. He attributed this to the evolving market dynamics rather than any fault on the part of WWE or NBCU. Despite this, the monthly events have been performing exceptionally well for NBCU, surpassing their initial expectations set when the deal was signed in January 2021. Shapiro anticipates intense competition for the rights renewal in 2026 and expressed interest in continuing the partnership with NBCU, considering them excellent partners. On the creative front, Triple H has been primarily focused on enhancing WWE's creative aspects, contributing to its increased popularity. Following the Endeavor merger, he assumed complete control over the creative side last year. Triple H also played a significant role in discussions regarding Raw rights, indicating his involvement in strategic decisions alongside the business developments. Vince McMahon's face totally erased. In the latest release of WWE 2K24, a significant cutscene involving 3 top stars now features a blurred face where Vince McMahon's visage once appeared. WWE has been taking steps to distance itself from McMahon, especially following the Janelle Grant lawsuit controversy. McMahon stepped down from his position at TKO Group Holdings following the lawsuit's filing. In a recent update, McMahon's face has been blurred in select cutscenes within WWE 2K24, notably during a contentious segment from 2019. The particular segment occurred on the February 11, 2019 episode of WWE Raw, where McMahon suspended Becky Lynch and announced Charlotte Flair as her replacement in the main event of WrestleMania 35. This decision sparked considerable backlash among fans unhappy with Lynch's removal from the main event. Eventually, Lynch was reinstated and she triumphed in the main event of WrestleMania 35, defeating Ronda Rousey and Flair to become a double women's champion. This historic match marked the first women's main event in WrestleMania history, and Lynch later became the first woman to feature on the cover of a WWE video game. Recently, McMahon made headlines for selling over $400 million in stock. In response, TKO president Mark Shapiro clarified that TKO does not engage in conversations with McMahon and is unaware of his intentions. Shapiro emphasized that McMahon is not affiliated with the organization and has no plans to return. "We're not in conversations with him. We don't know his motives, his plans, or his timeline. He doesn't work for the company, doesn't come into the office, and he's not coming back to the company. And that's where we sit." The narrative seems to point in a direction where Vince McMahon and his relationship with WWE are being written out completely. What do you think of this development involving Vince McMahon? Ex-WWE star arrested for murder. Following the arrest of a WWE legend in connection with a murder case, another former star finds himself in a similar predicament. Daniel Rohnheimer, also known as Dan Rodman during his tenure in WWE, has surrendered to authorities after a warrant was issued for his arrest. Rodheimer, who worked for WWE from 2006 to 2007, previously participated in the 2004 Tough Enough competition. During his time with the company, he trained extensively in Deep South Wrestling and Ohio Valley Wrestling, refining his in-ring skills and character development. While he did debut on the main roster and secured a victory against Eugen, he was eventually re-signed to OVW and SCW before being released in August 2007. Rohnheimer later pursued a career in politics. However, following the death of a 47-year-old man named Christopher Tapp in Las Vegas, Nevada, Rohnheimer became a suspect in the case. The Las Vegas Police Department identified Rohnheimer as the suspect in Tapp's murder, which occurred on October 29, 2023. Initially deemed an accident, further investigation revealed additional details surrounding Tapp's death. Subsequently, Rohnheimer turned himself into the authorities after an arrest warrant was issued earlier in the week, facing charges of open murder. Additional information surfaced challenging the initial assumption that Tapp's death resulted from an apparent overdose and a fall. John Cena's huge upcoming appearance. Renowned WWE superstar John Cena stands out as one of the most widely recognized celebrities globally. Recently, he secured a guest spot on another significant television program. Cena, known as the face that runs the place, has been absent from WWE since his defeat to Solo Sikoa at Crown Jewel in November. He remains committed to advancing his Hollywood career. Cena recently took to social media and shared a backstage photo from The Tonight Show featuring him in a sharp new suit. He encouraged his fans to embrace comedy and tune in to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on NBC. Additionally, the former WWE champion invited fans to explore Ricky Stanicky, a new buddy comedy available on Prime Video, starring Cena alongside Zac Efron. Plan your evening around laughter. Up first, spend some time with a Jimmy Fallon and Ion at Fallon tonight, and immediately after watch number Ricky Stanicky streaming on at Prime Video, John Cena wrote. The movie Ricky Stanicky on Prime has a duration of 113 minutes. It was filmed in Melbourne, Australia, during February and March of 2023. Directed by Peter Farrelly, the comedy stars John Cena and Zac Efron, alongside William H. Macy, Lex Scott Davis, Jermaine Fowler, and Andrew Santino. Bloodline member says people are after him. A member of the Bloodline has acknowledged the competitive landscape, recognizing that numerous talented individuals are vying for his position. Paul Heyman has been named the first inductee into the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame, sparking a series of interviews following the significant announcement. In a recent conversation with Fox News Digital, the Bloodline member delved into his current situation, acknowledging the intense competition for similar opportunities. Heyman expressed, "These are stats no one else can claim. Nobody. Nobody even comes remotely close," he said. "Every single one of them. There are people sitting there saying, I want that job. I want that position. I'm willing to compete with Paul Heyman for that position, and I'm cognizant of it. I'm very much aware of it, and I remind myself of that every single day. There are very competent and talented people who want that spot. So I treat every single performance like it's an audition to be invited back tomorrow. And if people approach their performances like that, it'll only inspire them and motivate them to rise above even their own limitations." The Rock's made a plan for WrestleMania 40. At WrestleMania 40, there's speculation that The Rock and Roman Reigns could potentially face Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins on night one. A victory in this matchup would enable Reigns to enforce Bloodline rules in his title defense against Cody Rhodes on night 2. Conversely, a loss would mean the Bloodline wouldn't have the opportunity to intervene in the Tribal Chiefs match. To address this, The Rock might consider extending forgiveness to a former champion, Austin Theory, and devise a grand plan for WrestleMania 40. Theory, who has had interactions with both Grayson Waller and Roman Reigns, could become a crucial part of The Rock's strategy. Despite previous tensions between Theory and The Rock, recent praises from Waller and Theory toward The Rock could lead to a reconciliation. The Rock may then seek their assistance during WrestleMania 40. If The Rock and Reigns were to suffer a defeat on Night 1, Waller and Theory could potentially interfere in Reigns' title defense against Cody Rhodes on Night 2, improving Reigns' chances of victory even if they lose on the first night. While this scenario remains speculative, having Waller and Theory as a contingency plan could prove pivotal for the Bloodline. Given Paul Heyman's strategic prowess and recent interactions with the duo, he might entertain such a notion. The unfolding of this narrative leading up to WrestleMania 40 promises intrigue and anticipation. The Rock turns on Roman Reigns. The involvement of The Rock in the Bloodline narrative has heightened excitement within the WWE universe. As the Hollywood star aligns himself with Roman Reigns leading up to the show of shows, speculation mounts regarding a potential betrayal of the tribal chief by The Rock. However, former WWE writer Vince Russo holds a dissenting opinion. Speaking on an episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Russo argued that it would be premature for The Rock to turn heel, considering the substantial positive reception he has garnered. I don't think so. If they do it, it's way too soon with the heat that The Rock has right now to blow it off that soon. Absolutely not, said the wrestling veteran. Should The Rock choose to betray Roman Reigns, the response from Reigns and the Bloodline would undoubtedly be a focal point of interest. Until such a development occurs, fans eagerly anticipate the resolution of the storyline between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40.